Aloha, Shabbat Shalom. I'm just getting ready to do the first quarter reading here. We had the new moon last week, new moon in Aquarius, so we are 1 week into this lunar cycle. This reading is for the collective, but it's also for the individual because as it is with one, so it is with all. We are all connected. So the first quarter activation is about pulling cards that will serve as a map. This layout will serve as a map to help guide us to move forward with the next two parts of this cycle in a way that is the most efficient, in a way that is the most graceful, and with the least amount of challenge and crisis. My cat just decided to visit us. Thank you, Archetypes, Faces of the One, in advance for bringing us the wisdom that will help us move forward in this beautiful way, the most graceful way, the most efficient way, without crisis. So go ahead and while I finish shuffling up, meet me in that place outside of time and space, in the center of your heart, where everything, you and I, are one. To get there, you have to let go of whatever you've been holding on to today, this past week, this past month or year. Maybe things you've been holding on to for a lifetime are just taking up space. So do your best. Do your best to create a space, to set aside those things that have been taking up space. Because without doing that, we don't have a space for the wisdom to come in, for the wisdom to enter. So go ahead and set down those thoughts that have been cycling through your head, if only for a moment, for this moment, so that we can meet in this open space. There's weird stuff going on. Did you guys hear that? That was my blinds just dropped. Whew. All right. All right. So, what is the main theme of this cycle that, when revealed, will be recognizable? We'll say, oh, I know that this certainly must be the theme of this cycle. Now that we're a week in, I can definitely sense this energy coming up left and right. What is the current challenge as we move through this cycle? What is the ally as we move ahead? Who is the ally? And how have we maybe been perceiving it as a fear? And how can we transform that fear into a more helpful energy, the energy of the ally? And what is the best way to act right now? Whew. Okay, we start the reading off with a major arcana. This major arcana card is the Tower. It's the 16th card of the deck. Very powerful card, as you can see in the imagery. This is all about a turn of events. Life is taking a turn for us in a way that we maybe didn't expect. Or maybe we did expect it because we've been so present with our process and we're able to understand why this is happening to us. But nonetheless, it is a major change, a major turn of events. The course is changing dramatically. What is the current challenge as we move through this change of course? another major arcanum card. The 3 of the entire deck, the Empress. Now this being the challenge as we move through this big turn of events, big change, shift on our path, shift in our direction. This being the challenge means it's important for us to pay attention right now to the opportunities being given to us to stay in our hearts, to create from a place of kindness and love, to make sure that we don't lose our heads over this, to make sure that we don't become so overwhelmed that we forget the blessing in it. We have to remember the blessing of this change, of this new direction. Not look back. We have to look ahead. Stay positive and stay soft and kind and loving and in our hearts. The Empress is all about creativity and action, as represented by the number 3. So it's important to really look at our thoughts, of course, always. That is the root of everything. But also our words. Our words are always offering us clues as to what's going on inside of our heads, which means it's offering us clues as to what is about to manifest, because thoughts become things. So are we speaking kindly or are we speaking harshly? Our words become the house that we live in. What is the beauty that we're creating in our world right now? Is it temporary? Or is it true, sustainable beauty that complements nature? As you are one with nature, so it must be complementary to your own soul for it to be sustainable. So again, as we move through this challenge of changing course, taking a new path, we have to look ahead and not backwards, not behind us. We have to make sure that we're being kind to ourselves and to others in the process. Self-care is huge for the Empress. Are you taking care of yourself as you go through these inevitable changes? Are you making sure that you have what you need to make yourself as comfortable as possible and as confident as possible as you move ahead? Now the Ally, which we may have been perceiving as a fear, the 9 of Cups. So far, these are really, really big, powerful cards in this reading. 9s are all about endings, completion. And this is the suit of cups, so it's the heart, it's emotions. And this card is all about feeling complete with our heart, feeling fulfilled, feeling proud of all that we've accomplished from that place of giving and receiving in the heart. And the downside to this card could be feeling too proud of those accomplishments. Perhaps feeling proud for the wrong reasons. A really obvious and textbook example could be the boy gets the popular girl and he feels accomplished, but that happiness is not long lasting if his reasons were so shallow to get the girl, the popular girl. Perhaps she's actually really mean and he finds himself miserable, right? This is like a textbook example. So the current fear, before we transform it into the Ally, the fear around this card could look like this. I'm afraid that I won't be proud of what I've accomplished of my heart in the end. I'm afraid that my heart won't truly be satisfied or fulfilled given the situation that I'm in. I'm afraid I've been pursuing the wrong things, and although I've achieved these goals now, I don't feel fulfilled. And on the other end, alchemizing that fear into the Ally, into something that is actually helpful, would look like this. I pursue only those things which fulfill not only my heart, but the one heart, the heart of the one. I know that when I follow the highest heart's guidance, I will be led to that feeling of fulfillment. I know not to pursue temporary things, wasting my energies on things that aren't really important. I know that to feel fulfilled and accomplished in the end, I must do what is best for the heart of the one. If we fill ourselves with the positive side of this archetypal energy, the ally, as represented by this energy, then the negative side or the fear cannot exist, because the two cannot coexist. So if we truly fill ourselves with the positive aspect of this card, the lower vibratory depictions of this energy cannot enter our field. So we must fully focus on the ally aspect. Cling to that energy so that anything out of alignment cannot enter. And again, that looks like this, meditating on this. I know that I seek only that which will be fulfilling to my heart in the end. A type of love that is eternal. An accomplishment that goes with me beyond this body, beyond the grave. I pursue the love that will be with me always. Not the temporary love, but the highest love that is eternal. How to behave right now. 4 of Pentacles. And it's Pentacles, so it is concerning the material world, the material realm, the physical plane. And this is all about looking at our environment, our physical world, the relationships in it, the things that we own, the things and the people and the places that we give the most attention to, that we're exchanging the most energy with. How are we using our material world as a ritual to feed those energies that we wish to feed in the unseen realm? How are we using our relationships and even the things that we own, or the things that we use, or the things that we exchange energy with? How are we using all these things for the highest good of the one? Are the things that we are giving our energy to and protecting, nourishing, are those things worth our energy? Is it producing more happiness in your world, in that person's world, in this world, in this whole world? Is it producing more prosperity, health, joy, abundance? Or is it ultimately the relationship or the thing that you're doing or the habits you have or whatever you're doing on this material plane, is it ultimately taking from you or someone else, hurting someone or yourself? Maybe certain relationships or certain habits are just neither here nor there. Maybe you just like to do them, but they're not necessarily contributing positively or negatively. It's about how you're judging your own relationships and your own interactions and your own habits on the material plane. Only you know what is right and what is wrong for you. Listen to your heart. Can you do better? Can you be better? Can you let go of certain habits that aren't serving the one in the highest way? And can you replace those things that need to be let go of with higher activity? Maybe more time to meditate and just be and clear your mind. Maybe more acts of kindness and good deeds. Maybe charity, donation. Maybe more sports, maybe more physical activity to get your heart pumping so that you can have better health. Maybe it's encouraging a best friend to do that. And that is the act of kindness. But how can we make sure that everything we're thinking, saying, doing, exchanging is with the highest intentions? Right now, it's time to do that. It's time to clean up our act. It's time to refine this living ritual of ours. Clean your house, clean your room. See what things you're attached to, what things you can let go of. And those things that you want to keep, do they have purpose? Because if they don't, it's time to let it go. Now, certain things like sentimental things that have sentimental value, family heirlooms, or maybe a piece of art that someone gave you years ago, or a piece of jewelry that you never wear, but it's sitting there. It's actually okay to have those things, and they do have a purpose, and it's to bring you joy and gratitude. But you have to actually use them in that way, even if the piece of jewelry never leaves your jewelry box. You have to at least look at it, think of it, and allow it to bring joy into your heart. Allow it to fuel your ability to maintain a frequency of gratitude. That is a very high purpose. So only you can judge those things that you're holding on to, those literal things that you're keeping or using. Do they have a purpose? Then fine. But if they don't have a purpose, get rid of them, because we have a cord to every one of these things. And these things just become weight. They hold us down. They cloud our awareness. Whether or not we know it, whether or not we're thinking about it, it's an attachment. And it can feel so freeing to cut the cord, to give those things away, to place them somewhere else where they will be used, have a purpose. How many things in your environment, not just things, but also relationships, bring you the greatest joy and gratitude? Creator wants you not only to hold on to those things, look at this image, hold on to those things, but to cherish them and keep their purpose alive. The greatest purpose being an offering to cultivate gratitude. The relationships in our lives that have the potential for us to feel that gratitude in our hearts, they are literally our sources of cultivating life force, longevity. The people that we love become catalysts for us to grow the greatest power that shines from the deepest place within our hearts and outward onto everything, because everything is connected. So whatever and whomever brings us that gratitude, keep that in your life and honor them, honor those things, honor those people, honor those places that bring that gratitude to you. And what I mean by honor them is acknowledge, first of all, that they're there, and nourish them. Keep them alive and full of purpose. Use it or lose it, right? That goes for machines and things, but also relationships. There needs to be an exchange to keep it alive. So honor those things, and those things that don't have purpose for you anymore, that are just forgotten things on a shelf, or relationships that maybe you feel are not for the highest good anymore. Let them go so that you can create space and time to give your energy to those things that really need your attention and your love. So first quarter moon, here we are. To this lunar cycle, started off with new moon in Aquarius. It's all about understanding that our life is taking a turn right now. Staying present with the change. being kind throughout this change and knowing that the more we resist it, the more we will create challenges for ourselves and struggle. But the more we open up and accept it, take the reins, pay attention to what we're thinking and saying, and make sure that it's kind, we will be on a path to manifesting beauty. Accept the inevitable and then work with it. Make it yours. Stay in your femininity. This is for men and women. Stay in your heart, your intuition, loving kindness. Stay in that place as you move through the challenges of changing course in life, so that wherever you're headed, you can sleep well at night. Your conscience can rest easy at night when you lay your head down to sleep. Everybody around you is happy and loving. And so this ensures that no matter where you're headed, it's going to be a place of beauty. You're going to manifest beauty if you just stay in your heart. Allow your intuition and your softness to guide you forward. And repeat, repeat, repeat. I follow my heart's guidance. I know that my heart and the heart of the one will be fulfilled so long as I tune in. And I will make sure that everything on this material plane is providing the perfect template for me to give and receive energy in a way that promotes the highest good of the one. I will make sure that I don't have excess things in my life that aren't really purposeful, so that I can take back my power and my energy to feed it to those things that do need my awareness and my love and my nourishment. I will acknowledge and honor and love those things in my life that help me to be the best me I can be for the highest good of the one, so that I can make my world and the world of others and this whole world a happier, more prosperous and healthful place to live. I'll see you next week for the full moon, when we talk about the rest of the things that are going to come up now that we're aware of this work. So as we step into this role and we begin to take the advice that we were given today, and we move forward, about a week from today will be the full moon, and there will be more pieces to the puzzle. The whole picture revealed, and from there we will integrate. Thank you for tuning in for the first quarter activation. If you aren't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/RebeccaMagic, so you don't miss out on any of these videos. And I do private readings. I also do tarot lessons one-on-one. So if you are interested, please drop a comment below or send a private message. And I wish you an awesome rest of your weekend and an awesome week ahead. Blessings.